Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, all of you. So, for today's
Good
session,
afternoon, sir.
it is very, very interesting one. And what you need is a pen and paper to be ready with you because today we will see a listening comprehension. So, I will make an audio execute for you, and you have to listen and you have to write down the solutions based on the given audio. Okay, so this is a listening exercise we will be doing. So for that, by the time people are arriving, all of you are requested to keep your pen and paper ready with you so that you can write down the answers, and at the end of session you can verify whether your answers are correct or not. Okay, so everyone please keep your pen and paper ready. By that time I am keeping my audio slides also ready. Okay. All of you are ready with pen and paper? Yes, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Parin is ready with pen and paper. Parin, because today's is a listening exercise and you will need that. Okay. Good. Okay. Just give me a moment. I'm keeping the audio files ready. Are you able to listen to anything? Please let me know.
No, sir.
Is there any audio coming up?
No, sir.
Please respond.
No, sir.
Yes or no? No? Okay. So we have to transfer the audio. Share.
Share entire screen.
Just give me a moment. Is it audible now? Yes or no? No.
No, sir.
Okay.
Parking. Yeah, that's all included.
Okay.
The only thing that isn't included is, you said you were organising a dinner. Yeah. Well, you'll...
Can you listen to this now? Yes. Okay. Just one more time.
Will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now,
Just a minute.
turn to
Let me just
section
verify. Okay.
1. Section 1. You will hear a telephone conversation between an official at a village hall and
Now, there, as I said, there are two different parts. I could see only 4 people joined today. I don't know why. But anyways, we will continue with our exercise. So this is very interesting one. There are two parts. One is the audio that you are going to listen, and based on the audio, what you have to do is you have to fill up the blanks which are appearing over here. So that's why I said you keep your pen and paper ready with you. I'm showing you both the things. So the first part is this. You have got first 7 questions. If you look at this document, are you able to see this document, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Clearly? Yes,
Yes.
shall I proceed? Yes, okay. So you could see there is something written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the first page, what you have to do is there are total 7 fill in the blanks that you have to listen carefully what they are saying. Right? See, listening the English language is also equally important. Okay, Jaivir. So we are just starting. You have not missed out anything. Okay, so the first 7 questions I am inviting you to listen to it properly, and then you have to give the answers of this 7. You can just note down into with a pen and paper what are the answers of this 7 questions. Okay, so you will listen to the voice, you have to listen carefully and start answering. And one more thing is, this is in the same sequence of speaking. Okay, so whatever they are speaking, you will get the answer in the same sequence. The first sentence he or she will speak would be related to answer number 1, and so on. Just listen carefully. All right, so shall we start? It is very short exercise, and I will be doing it only for once. So you have to listen it carefully and start giving answer number 1 to 7. Everyone is ready? Okay. When all 6 people says okay, I will start the audio. Just put the message ready, all 6.
Okay, sir.
Yes, ready. 1, 2, 3. Only 3. Still 3 more to go. Parth, are you ready? Ready. Great. All right. So let's start. All of you have pen and paper, I believe. Okay. So yes, here we go. Listen carefully.
A woman who wants to hire a public room.
Is it clearly audible?
First,
The woman who wants to hire a public room. You got it? This is the title. That's fine. Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. The audio was clear? Yeah. Okay. So here we go. I'll put it on the side so that you don't have obstacle. Okay. Yeah. Start now.
you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6.
This is for question 1 to 6. Okay. I'm trying to make the volume maximum. It's already max. Can't be more than this. Okay. Okay. See, the first example is given, which is solved.
You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I wanted to inquire about hiring a room in the village hall for the evening of September the 1st.
Let me just see. Yes, we have both rooms available that evening. There's our main hall, that's got seating for 200 people, or there's the Charlton room.
The main hall seats 200, so 200 has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I wanted to inquire about hiring a room in the village hall for the evening of September the 1st.
Let me just see. Yes, we have both rooms available that evening. There's our main hall, that's got seating for 200 people, or there's the Charlton room.
Sorry?
The Charlton room. CHARLTON. That's got seating for up to 100.
Well, we're organising a dinner to raise money for a charity, and we're hoping for at least 150 people. So, I think we'll go for the main hall. How much would that cost?
Let's see. You wanted it for the evening of September the 1st?
Yes, that's a Saturday.
So from 6 p.m. to midnight, that'd be £115. That's the weekend price. It's £75 on weekdays.
That's all right.
And I have to tell you, there's also a deposit of £250, which is returnable, of course, as long as there's no damage. But we do insist that this is paid in cash. We don't take cards for that. You can pay the actual rent of the room however you like, though. Cash, credit card, cheque.
Oh, well, I suppose that's okay. So, Does the charge include use of tables and chairs and so on?
Oh, yes.
And what about parking?
Yeah, that's all included. The only thing that isn't included is, you said you were organising a dinner?
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to pay extra for the kitchen if you want to use that. It's £25. It's got very good facilities, good quality cookers and fridges and so on.
Okay. Well, I suppose that's all right. We can cover the cost in our entry charges.
Right, so I'll make a note of that. Now, there are just one or two things you need to think about before the event. For example, you'll have to see about getting a license if you're planning to have any music during the meal.
Oh, really?
It's quite straightforward. I'll give you the details later on. And about a week or 10 days before your event, you'll need to contact the caretaker, that's Mr. Evans, to make the arrangements for entry. He'll sort that out with you.
And do I give him the payment as well?
No, you do that directly with me.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10.
Okay, guys. So we will stop here. You have got 6 questions over here, and you have, let us verify that what you have written in this 6 blanks. Okay, then we will continue with the rest of it also. So let's see what you have done. Yes, you can write down the answers now, or maybe you can unmute and speak up also. That's fair enough. Quickly, yes, please. Parth, Parin, Jigar, and Jaivir Singh, all 4. Vivek, you can join from exercise number 7 onwards. Okay. It is a listening exercise. Yes. So number 1 is the spelling. Correct. Number 2 is 115 pounds. Number 3, what type of payment is required? He mentioned. Anybody? Cash. Yes. Right. Okay. What is number 5? Good, good. So you are able to get it. You are grasping it nicely. Music license. Yes. Vivek, you were there? Okay, good. Then what is 250? Need to contact the caretaker to arrange for the what? Number 6. What is number 6? No one? Kitchen. What is the spelling of kitchen? Vivek? Spelling of kitchen? Yeah. Kitchen cooking. Okay. Right. Chalo. So now you have the next questions. The same audio will be continued, and that is for number 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I'm putting the 7, 8, 9, 10 ready for you. Keep your pen and paper ready, or else if you are faster enough, that's very good. You can directly type the answers. Okay. In the chat box, you just write a 7 and write down the answer as soon as you listen to it quickly. Okay. Then also it's fair enough. Okay, so here we go. I hope this volume is not hindering you, right? Everything is visible. 7, 8, 9, and 10. These are the statements, and yeah, here you go. Listen carefully.
Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
Right. Now, is there anything I need to know about what happens during the event?
Well, as you'll be aware, of course, the building is no smoking throughout.
Of course.
Now, are you having a band?
Yes.
Well, they'll have a lot of equipment, so rather than using the front door, they should park their van round the back and use the stage door there. You can open that from inside, but don't forget to lock it at the end.
Okay.
And talking of bands, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but you must make sure that no one fiddles about with the black box by the fire door. That's a system that cuts in when the volume reaches a certain level. It's a legal requirement.
Sure. Anyway, we want people to be able to talk to one another, so we don't want anything too loud. Oh, that reminds me, we'll be having speeches. Are there any microphones available?
Yeah, just let the caretaker know. He'll get those for you. Right, now, when the event is over, we do ask that the premises are left in good condition. So there's a locked cupboard, and you'll be informed of the code you need to open that. It's got all the cleaning equipment, brushes and detergent and so on.
Right. So, what do we need to do after everyone's gone? Sweep the floors, I suppose?
Well, actually, they have to be washed, not just swept. Then you'll be provided with black plastic bags, so all the rubbish must be collected up and left outside the door.
Of course. We'll make sure everything's left tidy. Oh, and I forgot to ask. I presume we can have decorations in the room?
Yes, but you must take them down afterwards.
Sure.
And the chairs and tables should be stacked up neatly at the back of the room.
I'll make sure I've got a few people to help me.
All right, so that's the end. And what must be taken down? All fill in the blank must be taken down. What is that? Anybody got an idea? The last statement? Very nice. Parin, you are concentrating perfectly. All the decoration must be taken down. So, see, this is all about, you all find it interesting? Yeah. Any questions, any query, anything you want to discuss? All right. So now what we can do, we can proceed with the same one. We will have one more listening, part number 2. Okay, so I continue with the same scenario, same situation. Okay, there will be the conversation and there are the questions and they are framed so that you can answer one by one. Now there comes a little bigger surprise for you, a smaller challenge, that is through the pictorial representation also. This is something about explanation, how the people are explaining. So from the picture you have to identify that what they are talking about. Okay, see, this is little challenging. Let us see how you are able to do that. Okay, but before that, let us finish this 11 to 14 section 2. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so let's see section 2. Here we go.
Section 2. You will hear a guide talking to a group of visitors to a farm. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Welcome to the Fiddy Working Heritage Farm. This open-air museum gives you the experience of agriculture and rural life in the English countryside at the end of the 19th century. So you'll see a typical farm of that period, and like me, all the staff are dressed in clothes of that time. I must give you some advice and safety tips before we go any further. As it's a working farm, please don't frighten or injure the animals. We have a lot here, and many of them are breeds that are now quite rare. And do stay at a safe distance from the tools. Some of them have sharp points, which can be pretty dangerous, so please don't touch them. We don't want any accidents, do we? The ground is very uneven, and you might slip if you're wearing sandals, so I'm glad to see you're all wearing shoes. We always advise people to do that. Now, children of all ages are very welcome here, and usually even very young children love the ducks and lambs, so do bring them along next time you come. I don't think any of you have brought dogs with you, but in case you have, I'm afraid they'll have to stay in the car park unless they're guide dogs. I'm sure you'll understand that they could cause a lot of problems on a farm.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20.
Okay, so for this, what you have is, there is a situation in a map which is given to you, and the answers are already there: scarecrow, maze, cafe, blackbarn, covered area, and Fiddy house. So what are the locations? What you have to do is, now you have to write down the answer, that is A, B, C, F, G, H, I,
Now listen
like this.
and answer questions 15 to 20.
Is it clear? Any doubt for this? No means not clear, or no doubt? Yes, no doubt. Very good. That is DO, D-O-U-G-H, Parin. That is, DO means what, you know? What is DO? Anybody? When you are preparing a chapati, right? You prepare a dough. જે પિંડલું હોય ને એને ડો કહીએ આપણે. So doubt is D-O-U-B-T. Okay, so you can see here A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. So scarecrow here, okay, out of this A, B, C, D, which is scarecrow? So you have to write G or F, whatever it is, okay? A, B, like this. So these 6 things, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Actually, there are 8, but you have to fill only 6 from this audio. Now they are explaining, this is little tricky, as I said. They will explain that when you go towards the car park, something like this. Okay, so concentrate where they are going. Otherwise, you will be lost. So if you focus, you can do it. Okay, let's give it a try. So yeah, here you go. You can start writing answers also.
Now let me give you some idea of the layout of the farm. The building where you bought your tickets is the new barn immediately to your right. And we're now at the beginning of the main path to the farmland. And of course, the car park is on your left. The scarecrow you can see in the car park in the corner beside the main path is a traditional figure for keeping the birds away from crops. But our scarecrow is a permanent sculpture. It's taller than a human being, so you can see it from quite a distance. If you look ahead of you, you'll see a maze. It's opposite the new barn, beside the side path that branches off to the right, just over there. The maze is made out of hedges which are too tall for young children to see over them, but it's quite small, so you can't get lost in it. Now, can you see the bridge crossing the fish pool further up the main path? If you want to go to the cafe, go towards the bridge and turn right just before it. Walk along the side path and the cafe's on the first bend you come to. The building was originally the schoolhouse and it's well over 100 years old. As you may know, we run skills workshops here where you can learn traditional crafts like woodwork and basket making. You can see examples of the work and talk to someone about the courses in the Black Barn. If you take the side path to the right here, just by the new barn, you'll come to the Black Barn, just where the path first bends. Now, I mustn't forget to tell you about picnicking, as I can see some of you have brought your lunch with you. You can picnic in the field, though do clear up behind you, of course. Or if you'd prefer a covered picnic area, there's one near the farmyard, just after you cross the bridge. There's a covered picnic spot on the right. And the last thing to mention is Fiddy House itself. From here, you can cross the bridge, then walk along the footpath through the field to the left of the farmyard. That goes to the house, and it'll give you a lovely view of it. It's certainly worth a few photographs, but as it's a private home, I'm afraid you can't go inside. Right, well, if you're all ready, we'll set off on our tour of the farm.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Done, guys. Now I could see Fiddy House, picnic area. B is picnic. So B is Fiddy House or picnic? What is the correct one? B is Fiddy House or picnic? Let's do one thing. Question 15 to 20. Where is the solution? So I will move towards the solution. Section 1. Just a minute. This is your test 1. Okay. So even we have not completed test 1. We have seen only one section. We can have one more section. Still we have time. So we will continue with the same one. Okay, see. This is just the script. Yeah. Yes. So here it is. Fiddy House. So that is B. Okay. So you can verify this thing. Charlton 115. Then cash, parking, music, entry, stage, code, floors, and decorations. Okay. Now let's continue further, and we will have few more such short questions. I will open the second audio clip for you. Okay. So this was 15 onwards. Yes. Now we'll move to section 3. Now, so it gets a bit tougher now. Instead of just a one word, what you have to do is you have to read carefully and you have to select the option from this. Okay. So options are like, when people are speaking, you will listen that, say for example, the first one, Akira will say that I'm actually thinking whether I should go for physics or psychology. Okay, so actual answer will be B and not this and this. Okay, but they will be talking something different also. So you have to pick up and find the correct answer. Okay, so little more confusion over here. That is up to 30. Okay, you have got question number 21 to 30. So there are 30 questions. What you do from 21 to 30? You just write the numbers, only numbers, and keep it ready. Okay, so here I go for the section number 3.
Section 3. You will hear two psychology students.
You just have to
Lisa
write down
and
A,
Greg,
B, or C. Okay.
discussing a project they have to do. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 27. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 27.
Okay, Greg. So I finally managed to read the article you mentioned. The one about the study on gender in physics.
About the study of college students done by Akira Miyake and his team. Yeah, I was interested that the researchers were actually a mix of psychologists and physicists. That's an unusual combination.
Yeah. I got a little confused at first about which students the study was based on. They weren't actually majoring in physics. They were majoring in what's known as the STEM disciplines. That's science, technology, engineering, and
math. Yes, but they were all doing physics courses as part of their studies.
That's correct. So, as I understood it, Miyake and co. started from the fact that women are underrepresented in introductory physics courses at college, and also that on average, the women who do enroll on these courses perform more poorly than the men. No one really knows why this is the case.
Yeah, but what the researchers wanted to find out was basically what they could do about the relatively low level of the women's results. But in order to find a solution, they needed to find out more about the nature of the problem.
Right. Now, let's see if I can remember. It was that in the physics class, the female students thought the male students all assumed that women weren't any good at physics. Was that it? And they thought that the men expected them to get poor results in their tests.
That's what the women thought, and that made them nervous. So they did get poor results. But actually, they were wrong. No one was making any assumptions about the female students at all.
Anyway, what Miyake's team did was quite simple, getting the students to do some writing before they went into the physics class. What did they call it?
Values affirmation. They had to write an essay focusing on things that were significant to them, not particularly to do with the subject they were studying, but more general things like music or people who mattered to them.
Right. So the idea of doing the writing is that this gets the students thinking in a positive way.
And putting these thoughts into words can relax them and help them overcome the psychological factors that lead to poor performance. Yeah. But what the researchers in the study hadn't expected was that this one activity raised the women's physics grades from the C to the B range.
A huge change. Pity it wasn't to an A, but still. No, but it does suggest that the women were seriously underperforming beforehand in comparison with the men.
Yes. Mind you, Miyake's article left out a lot of details, like did the students do the writing just once or several times? And had they been told why they were doing the writing? That might have affected the results.
You mean If they know the researchers thought it might help them to improve, then they just try to fulfill that expectation?
Exactly.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 28 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 28 to 30.
So anyway, I thought for our project we could do a similar study, but investigate whether it really was the writing activity that had that result.
Okay, so we could ask them to do a writing task about something completely different, something more factual, like a general knowledge topic.
Maybe. Or we could have half the students doing a writing task and half doing something else, like an oral task.
Or even half do the same writing task as in the original research and half do a factual writing task. Then we'd see if it really is the topic that made the difference or something else.
That's it. Good. So, at our meeting with the supervisor on Monday, we can tell him we've decided on our project. We should have our aims ready by then. I suppose we need to read the original study. The article's just a summary.
And there was another article I read by Smolinski. It was about her research on how women and men perform in mixed teams in class, compared with single-sex teams and on their own.
Let me guess.
Working in teams or on their own. But I guess it's not that relevant to us.
What worries me anyway is how we're going to get everything done in the time.
We'll be okay now we know what we're doing. Though I'm not clear how we assess whether the students in our experiment actually make any progress or not.
No, we may need some advice on that. The main thing's to make sure we have the right size sample and not too big or too small.
That shouldn't be difficult. Right, what do we need to do next? We could have a look at the timetable for the science classes, or perhaps we should just make an appointment to see one of the science professors. That'd be better.
Great. And we could even get to observe one of the classes.
What for?
Well, okay, maybe let's just go with your idea. Right, well, I think that's everything.
Okay, guys, so how is that? What if you try to compare this one with the map that was there, and before that there was a single word fill in the blank, right? So we started with level 1, then level 2, this is level 3. So you have got all the options which are really confusing one, right? What do you say about this? You guys have any comment for this one? Last exercise number 21 to 30. How many of you have did this? You can just write down the solutions, whatever you know. Maybe you can put a dash if you are not able to understand. That's okay. 1 or 2. It's too fast? Yes. See, this is one experience you have. You feel it is too fast. It's really slow. Initially, you felt that yes, it is very slow. But once you have so many options in front of you, then your mind starts viewing what is the correct option. That's why you feel it is too fast. Concept is pretty simple one. So, okay, anyone got any answers? 21 to 30, maybe just few tries. Yeah, Jaivir has given a very good try. 21, 22. In between, you get some confusions. Then he continued with 20, 29, 30, right? Okay, that's okay. That's fine. I mean, even for us also it happens. Once we get deviated, it becomes very difficult. Then we have to move on. Okay, so you have tried. Let us check it out. This one also not guaranteed that it is correct or not. CA and then last is BBA. And yes, Parin has also tried for ACBB. So let me just show you the solution to this, what it is. Okay, just a minute. Let me open that document so that you can see it. Parin has tried from 21 to 24 and then last three. BBA, right? And here it is BBB. So let's clarify what it is. Here it is ACB, while Jaivir says CA. Okay. So here also you got some confusion. Okay. Let me go to the solution. So this is our section number 3, test number 1, right? So I'll move to test 1. Test 1 listening section 3. Okay. So yeah, 21 to 30. This is the solution. You see, CBB, CAB, CABA. Okay, so only last two are correct. BA for Jaivir. First two is not CA, but it is CB. Okay, CB, B and C. So for Parin, only number 23 is correct. Last part is BBA, BBB. No, it is ABA. So only second is correct. Okay. So if you listen carefully, maybe suppose I show you the same. If I give you the same audio one more time, if you do the practice, then you will be surprised. Yeah, I have missed out this one. Right? You have to listen, because here with listening there is an analysis. Right? That is the trouble. He must have said, okay, I'm confused between physics and maths. Finally, I want maths. So what he is telling is more important. Content is now important. Listening is over. Okay. So similar, we have this repetition of this type of rounds also possible. Of course, there are few more categories I wanted to explore. There is, you can write true or false. You have to match between the two words, which is linked with what, right? Such exercises are there. If time permits, if you feel this is interesting, we can continue with this type of listening exercises. Okay, now this LSRW is the major concept in any of the language of world, right? LSRW, this is what is the language, any language of the world is all about. Okay, what is LSRW? Most of you must be knowing. Yes, please. LSRW. Let me go to the attendance and fill up your attendance. So how many are
It's
right
listening,
now? Yes, listening,
reasoning,
reading,
speaking.
writing, and reading and speaking, right? So that is L, S, R, and W. So these four things. Sometimes you know what happens. Let's take example of Hindi. So Hindi we can speak, but we cannot write. Okay, so speaking. Say for example Urdu. Urdu we can speak, but we cannot write. Okay, so listen, speak, write, and read. These are the four things. If we practice on all four, yeah, Jaivir, correct. Then only we can have a great grasp on a given language. So Jigar, Jaivir Singh, Parin. Three people are here. So rest of them I will put as absent. Right now only three are there, right? Jaivir Singh,